It's that time of month where we run back another tutorial. And if you haven't seen my first, I suggest you go watch that because that'll teach you how to install the Carx mod that you'll need to do this tutorial as well. First, we're going to install Blossom for Blender. It's a tool that lets us grab all that data from the maps wherever you live at, and then put that in the Blender, all the terrain, the image overlay and whatnot. We want all of that good stuff. Just click that Blossom link, put $0 as a fair price. If you got money to support them, go ahead and toss it to them, it's worth it. Enter your email address, they'll probably send you a link for me. I've done this a few times, so it just signs me in and I can download the link right there. Next we gotta open Blender, go to edit preferences, install, and then find where we downloaded that file. Just install it real quick, make sure it's checked on. Now choose a directory for all your maps to save. I have mine in I think it's some maps folder. I don't know. It don't really matter. Just have a folder for it. You feel. And then we gotta go to this ARC website, sign up. I already have an account, so I'm gonna sign in. Then all you gotta do is grab this API key, copy that, go into Blender, and then paste it right in that spot. Now you're pretty much all set. Just restart Blender real quick. Now I'm just going to be walking you through real quick a little tutorial on how to use the Blossom extension itself, and then I'll kind of get into the how to use it for Carx tutorial afterwards. So real quick, I'm just showing you there's a lot of different things you can do. There's OpenStreetMap, which is all your buildings, all your water, all your grass and whatnot. You can import terrain, you can import the image overlay. So what you do is you'll click select. You'll find somewhere on the map, I think places like in China, some places like that you can't go to unfortunately, but whatever. Find somewhere on the map, pick something, and then just click show, oh my god, show selection triangle, rectangle, whatever it is. And then you'll be able to just kind of adjust it using the 4 points, get it to the size you want. Click copy, and then you can go back to Blender, paste that in real quick, and then click import with whatever you want to do, whether it's terrain or whatever. As you can see here, I just imported everything from OpenStreet. I usually just do the buildings, but it gives you a rough layout of how it's going to look. You can also do the terrain, which is going to be the ground bumpiness, all that, so you get all that height displacement and whatnot. Like I'm showing here, you can also import an image overlay, like a face down image of everything that's there. And then you can also import all the buildings and everything else on top of each other, so you can have the terrain, buildings, overlay, everything you need. Alright, now let's start the real tutorial. Get a general file, delete everything. Now open up Blossom and go find somewhere you want to be. Could be your home neighborhood, it could be anywhere. Go where you want to go, man. Press show selection rectangle, and then you can just adjust the size. Press copy, you can get out of there, and then go paste it into Blender. And then select terrain and click import. I always do terrain first, just makes things easier for view. I always increase that because these are pretty big. Back to Blossom, I do the image overlay just to see what the road looks like and all the fauna and everything around it. If you wanted to and you had buildings, you could do the buildings too. Unfortunately, I picked a grassy area, so there's no buildings, but it's whatever. Use that red and white cursor to place it on the start of your road. Shift A, make a plane. Shift A again, we're gonna get the path, and now click tab to go into your edit mode, and we can select those dots, move them around with G. So you can start creating a line with all your dots, and you'll see that black curve in between all of them around that red line. That's gonna be the path that your road follows. Now I'm just going to do kind of a time lapse of me just placing these dots and building the track more, and you want to try and get them close to the surface of the terrain This is a really rough and dirty way, the way I'm doing it. There's much better ways that you can make objects stick to the terrain. I'm just doing this one for simplicity's sake, but at this point it's just your Blender skills that'll make the map for you. Alright, you should have a line, or if you want to make it a track, just click the two dots that are close to each other, have them both selected and click F and they'll form one big line. And now we're going to go to the plane back in object mode. We're going to go to that little wrench and we're going to make an array modifier, fit it to our curve that we made, and then we're also going to do a curve modifier and fit it to the curve we made. Don't apply those yet because we're still testing everything and the size of the plane. Tab into edit mode. Now we can edit the size of the plane, make it much wider for the road. Or you can also make it shorter and give it a lot more segments. That's whatever. It's really however you want to do it. You can make little end pieces on the road too. You can make it curve. It's whatever you want to do. Just making it simple. And now you can kind of see this plane fit in the path of your road. And now you can go back to the line and tab into edit mode, and you can adjust those points on the line so you can get them closer to where you want to be. Again, this is a pretty bad way to do this. So especially if you have a lot of height changes on your map, I don't know if you want to do it this way, but whatever, it works for the tutorial. But yeah, I'm also going to make my plane a little bit thicker just to give it some depth. I think if it's completely flat, you'll just fall through on Carx. But whatever. Another little time lapse of me just trying to fit it better to the land. Here you go. Now we're going to create a simple texture for the road. So add a material, make it an image texture, find an image of concrete that you have, put it there. Also, before we forget, let's click on the road and make sure we apply our modifiers, our array, and our curve. And then convert the road into a mesh along with our land into a mesh. And now we are good to texture it. Click on it in edit mode, select all of its like segments, whatever. Unwrap cube projection from straight down. Let's go to UV editing, drag that over so that we can see all of our textures. Now select everything and you can press S on the keyboard to scale it, drag it to how you like it. Just want to make it look like actual concrete, it don't matter too much. Now we also need to get the texture of this image overlay, which was a bit confusing for me at first. But we're just going to go to the terrain, we're going to go to the texture, and as you can see it's a base color overlay, whatever. Change it to an image texture, click that little file icon, the unpack. Click the second option, you can see once you click that folder icon, it'll appear overlay PNG, that's what you want. Now we can actually download it. I just converted it to a mesh again because I didn't remember if I did it earlier. But whatever, still the same thing. Now we're just getting ready to put it into Carx, so make sure you have everything how you like it. Alright, now to get this ready to export to Carx, we're going to click on our plane, click asphalt, and our terrain with grass. If you don't have this extension, go watch my last video, I showed how to install it. I'm also going to make a spawn placeholder, put that wherever you want, I don't really care. Now choose a name for your map, and then we gotta make a file for the map. So just find somewhere in your file folders, make a folder, call it the same thing as your map, and then we're going to be exporting everything into that folder. For texture, click copy. Now go to that folder, you see all our images and everything in there, make another folder, call it texture with a capital T, it has to be like that. Put both your image files in there. As you can see, we got that overlay one from our map. Now you can close everything down, you have your map folder all set. In order to get to your Carx file, you can go to Steam, manage, browse local files on the game. Then go ZML, mods, CanBase, maps, and it'll be a list of maps if you have any downloaded. drag and drop your file folder in there with all those other folders and other things in there, and now you have the map all set. Boot up into Carx and you should be able to play. I'll show you how to run up a Kino map real quick if you don't know. I just go to training, I go to parking aid, it's fast to load. Then just for me, my bind is F6 for Kino. Gonna go to the maps, load up our map, and there you go. No buildings or nothing. This one's super simple, but you can essentially take anywhere from Google Maps and make it into Carx. You're welcome. You want a more advanced tutorial? Let me know. Thank you for watching.